So you can stay as long as one wishes. So to that extent, there is no death. So generally, what happens here is that you have to make a determination. So now I sit in the I sit for meditation, and I'll have to tell my wife that I will come out of meditation after a week from today. Okay. So don't disturb me. So she closes the door and goes away. And that's the last I've seen about her. Then what happens? The process number one is to start watching the breath. So, and in the 14th verse, that is what I've been teaching people, and I didn't know that I'm exactly teaching what is there in this 14th verse. So he says that Raja Yoga has been properly developed. There's no need to focus upon goals. There is no need to control the mind. There is no need to observe the time and number of breath. There is no need to regulate the breath, and there's no need to put effort to attain concentration or meditation. That's what he says in the 14th verse. In that, there's something called as observe and the time and the number of breaths. So this I had not studied anywhere, and suddenly um, I was putting people who come for meditation every day to count the breath. And in fact, I had informed Padmashri also do the same thing. That just count the out breath. That's sufficient. So the process number one is to count the out breath. So if we start counting the out breath for 1 hour, okay, the out breath keeps on decreasing. So let's say for this 10 minutes, my out breath is X amount, and then the next 10 minutes it will become X minus 1, and then goes to X minus 2, like that. So if I were to count for 3 hours, only the out breath, then something magical is going to happen. Is that you will suddenly come to the center, which is the navel. So now you can watch it like a pendulum, going up and going down, going up and going down, just like the past and the future can be seen as the pendulum starts to move. So there is not, it's not staying in the present moment at all. Okay, and watching that abdomen going up and down will slow down the this process. So once in a while the abdomen will go up and it goes down, and after some time it stops. So when it stops, you are in sthiti, that is Vishnu. Now you have achieved what has to be achieved. So it stays there for few seconds and again it starts. So the objective is to make that continuous. So keep on working and working and working. After some time, it becomes a complete stop. Once it stops, there is no exertion at all. So there is no need to go and eat. There is no need to urinate. There is no need to go to toilet. There is no need to sleep. Nothing is required. Now we have established the complete Turiya, fourth state. That's what has to be done. Now I can put a determination that I will be out of this in 1 week time, or 1 month time, 1 year time, like that. And stay in that state. And the body will be there because the karma is there, the body will be there. So the consciousness, the main consciousness which is there in everyone, is going to be there. What we have just now done is to stop the chittas. So yogaha chitta vritti nirodha. So now we have established the vrittis are not there, so there is no breath without vritti. Heartbeat is very feeble. Whatever is required for sustenance only is there, and the blood has become real thick. There is no need for the blood to be there. So basically warmth will be there, but there won't be any activity. So if you were to touch the eyes and do all that, the person would have got dilated, his eyes would have got dilated. There is no activity, but the body is hot, meaning it's having the warmth, and uh, all the senses are properly working, but that person mind itself is not there, so there is nothing to experience there. So he's in complete bliss. So let's say I go on a sabbatical for 1 month, and then 1 month I won't know anything, and after 1 month automatically the mind comes back. So this is what we need to achieve.
Yeah.
So now we can measure where we are in this process.
We are far away. So maybe for a few seconds you can have that breath stoppage.
Yes, so that is good enough. That's not bad. That's absolutely good enough to do. So what we get when we forget is this, even in the job or whatever we are doing, like when there is a marriage of children or whatever, when we are doing something, when we are totally focused on that, like painting or embroidery or whatever, right? So whatever we are doing, and if we are involved in that, the breath stops. For that time there is no mind, and we won't know it also. So we are consciously doing this, of stopping the breath. So he
Yeah.
says, yeah, sure. Sorry, Lata, you wanted to ask me something else?
No, no, no. Yeah, I was just saying, yeah, that's right. So we are doing thousands of things to get that, actually.
Yep, that's correct. So which is not there. So what we need to do is, instead of reading too many things and knowing too many things, what is to be known is to stop the breath. So whatever philosophy helps you to stop the breath, and that is the right philosophy.
Hmm.
It need not be that I need to know Upanishad, I need to know Veda, I need to know how to recite the Vedic hymns and all that, and that might not lead to, or might lead, might not lead, and we don't know. So considering that life is too short and we don't have any um, guarantee after we sleep we are going to be there, so we need to make that determination, or we need to be aware that there is no life after we sleep. No matter how much we would have loved the next day to be, or how much we would have hated the previous day or this day to be, it doesn't really matter. After we sleep, there is no life, because we don't exist. So, no matter whether I have a daughter or a son or a son in law or a daughter in law or a father and mother and house and whatever, it really does not matter, is what I need to determine. Every moment of waking, I need to say that, look, when I see sleep, do I have all of this? So it's not. So then the vairagya will dawn, and with vairagya coming, this becomes easy. Without vairagya, this stoppage of breath is impossible. So that is the vairagya we need to develop, and then only this viveka, the discrimination, will be beneficial. So the mundane way of contemplation is to look at the deep sleep state and compare my present state and whatever is coming right now as a relationship or as whatever I'm trying to do, is to disengage from there, because in reality when we go to the deep sleep, that's not there. So the my mind has to be tuned that in deep sleep none of these exist. So it means what is seemingly in existence right now itself is a mithya, is an illusion. Okay, that is what the practice is for me. So that I have to do it every moment. And then I can observe within my breath, the breath is going in, breath is going out, and the more the breath goes out, the life is going away. So there's no point in uh, getting attached to something which by itself is going away. So he says in the 15th chapter, what he says is that Ashesha Drishyo Jahita Dhring Mayanam Avasthitanam Iha Rajayoge Na Jagaro Napi Shushupto Shushupti Bhavo Na Jivitam Na Maranam Vichitram. So once you establish in Raja Yoga, they are completely discarded by this manifested universe and become one with Brahman. And this is a very strange state because it's not even waking nor it is deep sleep. And it's like neither they are living nor dead. So that is the state of the mind at that point in time. So right now, if I want to enjoy or attain the blissful state, I need to get into this. So I need to compare the deep sleep state and basically see that none of these experiences exist in deep sleep, no matter how much I love them, it to be. So the current state is false, or the deep sleep state should be false. But deep sleep state is not false because the person, if is not having a deep sleep, and then he feels tired and he doesn't feel charged up, and that is the expression by every person, whomever we meet. And if we were to find out, and if the person has slept very well, and he say I slept like a log or something like that. Log means there is no life, basically. But when he sleeps like a log only, he can be happy. If he's rarely sleeping and he's thinking and the mind is worried and anxious and all that, then he is not. So what I need to do is this anxiety, this worry, and this concern, and different countries and different continents and different news item which comes up on my WhatsApp or whatever, I start reading all of those unwanted politics and science and technology and all of that fades away during deep sleep. That's very clear to say that it's not true. If I can work out on this much right now, then stopping the breath becomes easy. There's another way of doing it. So if we all could do this, could achieve this, it becomes very easy. I was supposed to go to the 11th one, I shifted to 15th. Any questions on that?
No.
Okay.
No, you can go ahead. It's good.
Okay, so 12th one, प्रत्याहृतः केवलकुम्भकेन प्रबुद्ध कुण्डलै उपभुक्ता शेषः प्राणः प्रचिह्न पथने पथेन मंदनम विलीयते विष्णुपादे antaratale. This is what you would experience. So unless we experience this, shloka doesn't make sense, but I'll just read the English what is put here. That is this prana which remains after it is consumed by the kundalini. That is the matter. That is the matter in the sense that this prana is from the prakriti. So it will be completely consumed by kundalini. So the shakti will go up and consume the apana vayu and the prana vayu together. And then the in breath, out breath stops. So it becomes kevala kumbhaka. And the prana leaves to a downward path, which you can really experience that something is being pulled out of you. And then it goes out itself. So there is no prana left. And in that state, you are in the lotus feet of Vishnu. That means you are perfectly in aligned without you. The true you exists and the duplicate you is gone. So this one also can be experienced or needs to be
Can
experienced.
you tell once again? So
Yeah. Yeah. So now the prana is me. So let's say Vilas is the prana. Okay. So we have two pranas currently. One is the prana vayu and apana vayu. So as I start this kumbhaka, rechaka, puraka, and come into kevala kumbhaka, that means it just exists. So then what happens? The apana vayu meets the prana vayu, and the entire prana is pulled out from the anus. So you will see that something is departing away from the body, just like death. So the vayu goes away, leaving only kevala kumbhaka being there, and that merges. It seems like merging in the lotus feet of the Lord, which is Vishnu. So you are in that sthiti. So Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. If you take the three states, Brahma is the creator. So we have created all of this mess around right now in the waking state, and slowly it goes into the swapna avastha, wherein the prana starts departing from the anus, and entire prana goes away, leaving just an emptiness. This is the shunya, where Vishnu exists. So that is the fascinating thing about sthiti. That is what Vishnu is all about. And Maheshwara is what the pralaya or the dissolution or the laya is all about. So you are neither in the Srishti state nor in the laya state, you are in sthiti. And this sthiti is called as sthita prajna. So now you are in perfect equanimity with consciousness. So this one you would experience when you are in Keval Kumbhaka. And that is what the awakening of Kundalini will do. It will pull out the prana from the entire body. So presently you can only take it intellectually.
When prana is not there, the Kundalini awakening, without prana, it happens there within the body.
No, it consumes the prana. It will eat away the prana.
This Kundalini.
Yes.
Okay. So it gets more power from prana because
No.
it is consuming that prana.
Yes, it will remove the prana basically.
Uh-huh.
See, in the Raja Yoga, in the Kriya Yoga, what Lata is reading, okay, that of Lahari Mahasai and Yukteswar Giri and Yogananda and all that. The objective is to stop the prana, which is nothing but consuming the prana completely. All the five pranas are gone. So prana, vyana, udana, samana, apana, all that is gone. So
without that, even there is no what you call breathe. There is no heartbeat also, right?
Nothing will exist.
And no blood circulation. It is like a standstill.
No, heartbeat will be there, very feeble heartbeat. He will go into a state of how a frog, which is
hibernation.
Hibernation, yes.
Yeah.
So he'll go to hibernate state of mind. Is a state that is every half an hour, one beat will be there.
So there is no need of energy for doing anything within the body. Only this energy, Kundalini energy, is active there, and you are experiencing that. Only two things happening, right?
Yes, and there's no you at all.
Yeah, correct.
So normally you don't need this Kundalini energy at all.
And that's the reason it is always sleeping.
Yeah, so only we need is prana.
Yes, and we are on prana.
Yeah.
So we get exhausted.
What is this purpose of this Kundalini energy? It's awakening Kundalini energy. That is realization, right?
Yes, awakening is realization. See, first and foremost, we need to know there is something called as Kundalini. So the initial portion of cleansing the chakra and all that is just a physical process through yogasana and all that. And also doing pranayama, you will get the chakras aligned. And also by process of counting the out breath and looking from the base of your spine, that is the place you are sitting, to the head, if you start watching the breath, it will align the chakras. So you can see all the 7 chakras starting from Muladhara to Sahasrara. This is one level of practice. After that, the Kundalini will start rising. This will rise only dependent on the Yama and Niyama being perfected. Otherwise, it will not rise. So generally, people try to do it forcefully or whatever, and they die because the Yama and Niyama is not established. So first and foremost, we need to only concentrate on Yama and Niyama, and only on Yama, that is Ahimsa. If we were to focus upon, everything else will fall in place. So Shankaracharya's way of looking at it is that first you establish the 4 corners, which is the sadhana chatushtaya, and then remaining thing will work. And Patanjali way of looking at it is that that is also difficult. You do only through Yama and Niyama, which is correct. Actually, he established the moral code and mode of conduct and the rules and regulation. That is what we need to do as a sadhaka. Keep on correcting the Yama and Niyama. So if you look at Buddha, he starts with the Sila, that is the moral foundation. Consciousness is completely moral and the mind is immoral. So we are making the immoral mind moral. In that way, it will replicate what is there in the consciousness, and then Kundalini will rise up.
But Kundalini is basically there with each and every human being. Only thing is, it is not awakened.
All of them, including animals, have it. But since they cannot stand erect, they can never experience it. See, the energy is there in everything, but you can't say that only humans have energy and animals don't. They have, every being has energy. Okay, they have become, their yoni is something called a Trichak yoni, which we have covered it when we were looking at the Viveka Chudamani also, is that they cannot, their back is not straight, meaning they had done something in Raga Dvesha Moha in such a way that they cannot stand erect. So basically we can stand erect, reason being that one of the moral values was very good in us. So we are able to stand up. They are not able to stand up. So the Kundalini cannot be generated, or rather they cannot experience anything called as Kundalini in that body. The mind cannot experience that at all. In the human, the spine can be made straightened up, and the energy can now move from the Muladhara to Sahasrara.
But what difference is that? Either horizontal or vertical, it is just rising, right?
No, in the horizontal, the Raga...
But my question is, when you sleep, you cannot do this dhyana? It is only when you are sitting?
No, it's not like that. See, first of all, you need to know about something about this thing called as Meru Danda. Okay, that is only there from humans onwards. That is the Meru Shikhara. So what happens is that the circular movement of air is only possible when it is like a pyramid kind of structure. So in all of us, all the humans above till Brahma, you will have this back erect. Below the humans to the hell regions, you will not have anything called as back erect. Okay. So the energy is supposed to go from the below to above. In the case of animal or even lower than animals, if we were to take like an insect and birds and all that, their energy is horizontal. So it will not move.
Mhm.
It cannot move. Simple. And that is the reason it's called a trichak yoni.
Trichak means
Raga, Dvesha, Moha equals 1.
Okay.
They have equated Raga, Dvesha, Moha completely. They are completely consumed.
Mm.
Okay, so there, if you really watch a dog, like maybe Lata can watch Bruno today after she goes home. That animal is in moha. So if Lata and her daughter and husband is not to be seen, that dog will die. Okay, it is so much dependent, and it never knew why it became dependent. And in a human case, the person can know why is he dependent, and he can cut the dependency. In the case of dog, it cannot. So the moha is equals to 1. There is going to be dvesha. So it looks at another dog, it starts barking. So there is dvesha immediately. Without the dog,
Yes.
the dog is going to do something or not, it doesn't matter. And there is a raga. It keeps on consuming itself. So if it has eaten something and again you throw something to it, again it will eat. So
I think the best example. I think I have understood now.
So the raga and dvesha and moha equals 1 becomes immediately animal level of existence. So mind is waiting for an opportunity to end the journey of this human life and become an animal. And we can see a lot of people who act like an animal while working or while staying in the family and all of that. They keep on shouting, howling. And there are a lot of people also, they act like dogs and cats and all kind of animals.
So Viveka and Vairagya is not possible for that.
No.
Triyak yoni kind of.
Yes, the trichak and triyak, all that kind of yoni you cannot have. So some people, if you really see, they will be so much attached to their dog that if the dog dies, they also consume poison and die.
Yeah.
There are people who do that.
So biggest gift humanity got is this Viveka.
Yes, that Viveka will not work even in a human level, right? So
yes,
eventually we have also created a trichak yoni in this life itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
In this life you can either fall there or you can also rise. You have both opportunities with your that Viveka.
Yes, so the Viveka here is, let us say one lady or one guy is shouting a lot, right? So he keeps on howling. So we call that person as a schizophrenia, or we can call that person as a narcissist and all of that. Okay, there is.
That is called Vidya Vihinaha Pashu Samanaha.
Yeah, Pashu Samanaha. Now you are talking to a Pashu, right?
Yes.
So you need to guard yourself. The Pashu will not guard. See, you have a mad dog at home, let's say. You have married a mad dog. You never knew that you were going to marry a mad dog. So narcissist kind of attitude people. Narcissism means one who believes, or he believes that he or she is the best. There is nothing other than them as the best. So they keep on promoting themselves all the time. And if somebody were to prove them wrong, they will try to prove them right, or they will make them a victim. This is what the narcissistic attitude is. Then comes this schizophrenia, wherein the person will have dual mind. One mind will say, let's kill this person. Another mind will say, no, it is not good to kill. So this will be going on. So now let us say you are in midst of that person. What you are supposed to do? Just like what you do with a mad dog, you should do with that person. You cannot talk sense to that person, because his body is human, but his mind is triyak yoni. So you better get away from that place. You know it's a mad dog. So no point in bringing sanity to a mad dog. Okay. Now, if I have a good energy, that is, my Kundalini is raised, then when this mad dog sees me, it is not going to bite me. That's the max it can do. But once I go away from that scene, let's say now I moved away from there, the energy is no longer there, and that woman or man can keep on howling at me forever. That can happen. Now somebody looking at it will say that, look, this person after you left was shouting on you, and he was howling, he was abusing, he was using your names and calling you whatever it is. What should this person do? Should he go back and bite back that mad dog? That's what the difference between Triyak Yoni and Manushya. So if I go back and bite that dog, what it means is that I am also willing to become a Triyak Yoni, which is foolishness.
Now I got it. That's the reason you have dharma. You know that as a Manusha dharma, what you should do. That Viveka will tell you.
That Viveka will tell. So when you observe a person, he is rude and he or she is rude, and that person doesn't understand, doesn't want to understand, and he wants to promote himself or herself, you should not waste your energy on that person. You better get rid of that person. Meaning you go away, no matter what he calls you or she calls you. So let us say I have a wife who is narcissistic and also schizophrenia. And what I need to do is to just divorce and go away. Simple. No need to pacify or patch up or do anything like that. If it is a husband, I need to do the same thing. If it's a wife, I need to do the same thing. If a child is like that, I need to do the same thing. Otherwise, I'm going to end up being that after this life. So there's no point. There is nobody is a friend or an enemy in this whole of samsara. There is nothing like that. And nobody is a son or a daughter or a father or a mother or whatever it is. It's absolutely insanity. So that if we understand, we are released. So what we generally do is, in human world, we try to correct that person. Meaning, if you see the person is a mad dog, there's no need to correct that person. You correct yourself. There's no point in correcting a mad dog. Or rather a dog itself. If a person is acting like a dog or a cat or a cow or an elephant or whatever animal he or she is representing, you better leave that person alone. Otherwise, it's not going to work out. So this is the Kundalini effect also. And in those people who are in this way, they cannot understand this Kundalini at all. They are just there. They're just human body. That's it. So the only way to survive in this world is to forgive them. And that's what...
I got it now. Why we say that big people, they have that forgiveness nature.
Yeah. Because you have to escape from this madness. There is nothing...
Yeah, we are trying to correct others.
No, there is nothing.
Because of Raga, Dvesha, Moha and all that.
Yes.
In that, we get into a problem of losing our humanity. So-called our Viveka, we are losing it.
Viveka,
so decision-making power is not there because we are already hypertension people.
Yes, we are hypertensive because we want to possess that person. That is now, let us say, my wife. Now I want to possess the wife, right? So I do everything to keep her. So she asks me, get me sun, I'll try to do that. Get me moon, I'll try to do that. Then she keeps on nagging and do all that I will agree to do because I need her.
Yeah, instead of acquiring spiritual strength, we are trying to acquire materialistic strength there.
Materialistic strength and emotional strength, and ultimately when the person dies, he ends up directly getting into the animal realm of existence.
Yes, correct.
So there's no point in losing one's life for that.
just the yogic point of view, when you do any action, just observing ourselves whether we are doing it with viveka, vivechane or not itself is a very big yoga here.
Yes, absolutely. And that whenever we do with yoga, your breath would have stopped.
Yes.
That also can be seen. Like when you climbed that, when you went to that trek in Kedarnath,
Yeah, correct.
your breath would have stopped seeing that.
Yes, when you see that, you just forget everything.
Yes,
No breath,
that
nothing.
forgetting
There's nothing
everything is the
called you.
Keval Kumbhaka. But we will never know that the breath has stopped because the mind is not there to understand anything. Then after some time the mind comes back, so you will lose that interest.
Then it becomes I have achieved.
Yeah, and I have achieved. Then we all start speaking, then we go to the Kedarnath temple, then we'll prostrate, and when we see that Shiva, then we start to have the memory.
Yes. Okay, Vilas, shall we continue tomorrow?
Yes, we'll do that.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you. Good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Yeah, good day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Good day. Bye.